shows and anything and everything we can come up with. And so last year, 2024, the theme was World of Curiosity, so that's what the image on the screen here is. And then let's get a couple stats here. So over in 2024, that's the most recent statistics we have for Summer Reading Club, there was a 35% increase in participation since pre-COVID, which is really exciting because to me that illustrates that libraries are not dying or not going anywhere. In fact, people are using our services more than they did. And again in 2024, over 8,000 kids registered in Summer Reading Club across the URL, which again is like more kids than people were registered before. And we had just under, close to 30,000 people. So yeah, lots of people just interested. June 23rd is when it launches. Next topic here is electronic resources. So George and Katie and I were having a conversation over lunch about, people associate books with libraries and absolutely make tons of books. And the reading levels of physical books have stayed about the same, gradually increased over the years, where we've really seen a huge increase in usage of e-resources. So a lot of these are ebooks and audiobooks, but also online research material, knowledge material, movie screening, so it's a whole range of research and cultural things. There are cards, pieces. So again, there's stats here. Again, these are from 2024, that's when we use stats. So almost 800,000 digital books were born in 2024, which makes a increase this year. So going up. And then a stronger increase in audiobooks. So those are information people looking, almost 50% audiobooks were 23%. The joke I gave in Kirby is sometimes a big word on me. Okay, let's not talk about it. Probably contributed 7 people. And then digital magazines is also a service that we've seen increase, which kind of surprised me because I read magazines from time to time, but it's interesting to see that there is actual interest in it. That's actually one increase in usage. So over 200,000 digital magazines. The numbers are very which is digital. Yeah. I think to me the exciting thing with all of those numbers though is that they're going to stay. Because again, one of the sort of jokes or jokes that most tired of hearing is when friends and family say this numbers. So it's really gratifying to be like, oh, thank you. So another current thing I want to highlight is a frequently over the last 5 years or so introduced inflection publishing communities. So these are like tangible objects for borrow, not. So we have images of images up here. There's comic kits, there's learning backpacks. There's a really weird one that's a dental hygiene kit that we did in partnership with Interior Health. Actually, a lot of these kits were done in partnership with other organizations that give us the expertise or give us funding or the idea to do these kits. The one that I really got one. I'm not space is open, welcoming, and just be a better space for organizations things behind this. And hoping that you can so that they'll party could also be house easy to see. And also be a good opportunity for people who come to the library talk and see what happening. And the thing I always tell people, the most important aspect is people want to know that the library is going for this and spend time and those transactions attached you don't have to sit there. You don't have to have a library membership. You don't have to have a library book to read. You just sit there. So just come and be there. And all of our programs are designed with the intention people comfortable in our library and hopefully also building connections with more people. So with this, so super committed to outreach and outreach programs and partnerships in the community. So last year I've done outreach visits with the Girl Guides, the Youth Matrix Employment Program, the Senior Center, all the K-7 classes, which I will do again this summer. I do it in the spring, right before summer. Talk about summer reading club. And I also did STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math visits with Miss Shane's grade 6-7 class and all grade 4-5 classes. And we have an ongoing partnership with Family Place and some family services. So they come to us once a month, and I go to them once a month and do story time with them. And on the face, it's like story time. We do that also every Saturday. But these programs have been super rewarding. There are benefits that I've seen that when we see it they started coming to the library and start coming to the library and I'm seeing the build connections. They're people, they build their places, and they're just and so I also see kids in the community that outreach events over 2 years ago who still remember the things that we did. Like summer, so daycare, out of school, kids, every once a month, with the daycare. We pay your payments, which seems like a fun program, or a fun activity, very face-to-face, to do it for her boys. And so that is fun, because they know the library is a safe place that they can go to spend time, find things that they want to learn about, find books that they just like to read. Isn't really interesting for example, sensation, like grade 2 boys. It's not really huge learning opportunity to be there having fun, and so I think sometimes learning is most important to community. So I think that's everything I've got. Any questions for us? Nice questions for you. Can you tell me how easy is it for a person who is in championship? Which is because the age and make it whenever you want. So what are your hours? Tuesday, 2 to 5. Thursday, 12 to 8. Those are Sunday, Saturday, 10 to 4. Okay, and then with there any options online application questions at this time? Yeah, online you can make your card on the library website, and then it'll give you a code, and then you can use that to all the resources. Make things on hold, and then when you come in, we will switch the and give you some. Thank you. Yes, multiple months. Very cool. Very cool. This is how for like multi-generational sharing too. Like a grandparent that has lost and has to share it with a grandkid. Like it's a pretty fun opportunity to something just together. Thank you. My addition patient so if you wanted to try to have a child with the same name, which is you also enjoy the joy of it. You told me it will. See you later. So can I ask resources? Sorry. My mistake. And I really sorry. That's good because I read so many listen to. I like the idea that things in it. I'm sure it's such a and the physical pieces of this is not carry it. And everything's so dusty out there with heat. So you can't, it's a continuous thing. It's just toxic. Or else you'll miss it. Because you're listening to it. You're listening to it. Yeah. Which I'm hoping because generally, like, my daughter had it as an avid reader. She's like, Mom, you gotta try these books. You know, when I'm having trouble sleeping and I need to fall asleep, open a book. And then you sleep. The first 2 pages. So. Just try to drop off the next week to finish it. If we need, then I think we can extend our recess. So you think you can get James today? Audio was good. Remote dialing was good. Which is good. Yes. Yeah, they pivoted. And like said, Danielle said that she's improving. They're not. And then like that it's also open. It's good. Just to people saying, let's get more. Forget
I can hear you, but it's very, very fuzzy.
we can hear you really well. Yeah, very clearly.
this now. Now, yes, now. It's something. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Verizon. Something interfering.
I'm here to present. I don't think I can get a two-way voice. I just don't think I can do it. Oh, let's just mark a little black screen. No files. Is it any better now? Yeah. So this. That's it. That's it. That's good. That's
Very good intent, right? Trying to have it for the public can see it. It's like,
just
to read it.
yeah, gallery, yeah, that's correct.
Personally, I found it very useful to be able to go back on.
Yeah, but it has a direct inbox. That's this thing has to be printed.
That is this
How is the speakers? Is it a do you have another set of speakers on this? Let's see what let me try. So you can just rip it out of the wall and do it again. Or if there's other speakers, if I
plug it.
puzzle would be there. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't mean that she has to probably right, but I don't want that to right now. Ready? Yeah. Because there may be somebody out there that sees better. Right? That's just that being said, you know, I'm taking that voice not do something else now. It's getting better on the because that's a bad trials, but which are the basic section. Most classes, all being said, very confident. Let's say the balance, it'll be tough. It'll be tough, but not in the start. Yeah.
Okay, wait, take off.
Yeah.
We're still research though.
It's going to be a challenge.
Okay.
It's still be a challenge. That's there. No reason why it shouldn't be working. Absolutely no reason.
Speakers.
So Jared, how are things in infrastructure?
Good.
Yeah,
Now,
Plugging away.
nice.
feeling here now?
I got that leak under my house fixed.
Was it anything serious?
Oh, dude. I've had the leak for a while, right? So I finally fixed the flow valve. I'm still here, so I had water. Went downstairs into the crawl space and my neighbor's river. River came in through my crawl space. So
That's all it takes.
on the other side, the back side of the shut off.
Okay,
So
they can hear us now.
Yay.
Okay, just put the screen back on.
Can we put that back in there?
Okay, so you can hear me now? Give me a thumbs up. You hear me now? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, so that worked. Can you hear me clearly? Okay, so now if I do this, can you guys unmute and hear? Don't want to talk. Everyone's muted.
Yeah, there's Mark.
Perfect.
Okay, so now I'll
Get the picture back, don't lose the sound.
not playing with the sound.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
Boxcast is still going, so that should work. Okay,
Good job.
all right. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not sure what happened.
Because if we get the picture up there, I don't
30
have to
seconds to
read
get everything back up.
that.
And we have Teams presentation
Starting to come back.
and just need the presenter now.
Here's Mark.
Well done, Mr. Graham.
Sorry. And Mary, you can hear me? And feel free to share your screen.
Okay, let's come back. Hand it over to Baron. Okay. Okay, everybody's ready? Okay, Baron, all yours, quick. Yep, we can hear you good. We can.
Yep.
that are currently underway or completed in Princeton towards housing security with a focus on the efforts that the town specifically has been undertaking. So back to the housing themes and their relative actions for change. The first housing theme being housing affordability. What we heard from the community is finding safe, secure, and affordable housing is a major challenge, especially for those living on income supports. So the actions that were developed based on a review and analysis of all of the input gathered are as follows. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail on these, but if you'd like to speak about any of those in particular, I would be happy to. So the first one is tenant protection bylaw. So developing a tenant protection bylaw that provides support for tenants that are being displaced, and that would be, for example, because of redevelopment or demolition of buildings. Next one being updating and modernizing the town's mobile home park bylaw, and also ensuring the zoning bylaw offers opportunities for the development of new mobile home parks and affordable housing opportunities. Developing a community land strategy, and this would identify the town's approach to acquiring properties, disposing of properties, and managing municipal land. And this could have a focus on opportunities for land for affordable housing development. Next one, looking at underutilized public lands, whether that's parks or parking lots, other spaces, for the use of affordable housing or shelter space. And part of this initiative would look at creating an inventory of suitable land and a post which the land could be provided or converted into housing. Implementing a density bonus scheme for affordable housing, and we did look at that. That was something that came up through the OCP process as well. Encouraging major employers to provide employee housing if they're in operation. So the next housing theme was housing diversity, and what we heard about that, a couple things we heard about that. Studies have indicated that the wish to remain living in Princeton, that no suitable, flexible housing options available to meet their downsizing needs. Both the research and the community engagement showed us that there's a lack of housing diversity. This is especially true when it comes to seniors housing and affordable rental housing. So some of the actions that were developed as a result of what we heard and through the research, this one was exploring the pros and cons of developing private assisted seniors housing in Princeton, and granny pods. Granny pods are typically single level suites, detached suites, that provide accommodation for seniors close to a loved one. They ask the senior to still live independently, but the units have been developed to accommodate a variety of needs of the aging population. Exploring the use of micro units or similar types of shelters through temporary use permits. So this is specifically related to housing for the homeless, and it could be something many constant affordable housing generally support people living with significant mental health, addictions, or concurrent challenges with homelessness. These housing facilities are typically funded with the oversight of the Regional Authority and often managed by a local social service provider. Finally, encouraging improved housing quality, design, and materials that are flood and not fire resistant is really important given the intensity and the frequency of natural events associated with climate change that stems from the area, and citing housing development for people who turn their lives positively. So the next housing theme was access to health and social services. Of the 315 survey respondents, 134 said they used at least one support service or program provided in Princeton over the past year. The most used services were mental health, first, emergency medical care, the food bank, medical care for chronic conditions, and income assistance. So actions identified in this category include focusing near affordable the downtown, advocating for local subsidized medical services for low-income individuals and families, developing a needs assessment of the local health care needs, and reviewing the current recruitment and retention strategy for members. Category was physical and mental health and well-being. What we heard, when we asked people how does poverty impact you and your family, almost 70% said they were impacted. 20% indicating that they were greatly impacted. Of those greatly impacted by poverty were people living with chronic pain or with mental health or mobility challenges. So in this category, the actions that were identified were to continue to provide lower rates of post-employment services for low-income families on a case-by-case basis, supporting partner agencies with outreach to those living in poverty to navigating access to services they need, utilizing the toolkit for communities, considerations for creating work experience, homelessness, to engage unhoused residents in future municipal planning engagement initiatives. So this is the toolkit to better support engagement, meaningful engagement with unhoused people. And evaluating existing parks for underutilization and considering the pros and cons of incorporating social gathering spaces, such as community gardens, spaces, and groups. So developing a downtown revitalization strategy, and this would be focused on developing a dedicated plan for enhancing housing, mixed-use opportunities, accessibility, and safety, and overall revitalization of the downtown in response to the 2021 flood, and encouraging developers and nonprofits to use housing design toolkit that's based on developing more socially cohesive housing and neighborhoods through design, again with a focus on multi-family housing development. The final housing theme in the strategy is focused on compassion and connection, and this really came out of a strong theme around discrimination. So what we heard through the survey and through the interviews have actions in this category. So requiring town staff who work with people living in poverty and with ambitious groups of communities to take training, appropriate sensitivity training, could also be harm reduction courses, cultural training, etc. Other support their goals. Develop a public awareness campaign to address stereotypes and misconceptions surrounding poverty and social issues through sharing stories of people with lived experience. Without going into this in detail, the last part of the strategy is very important, which is about measuring success. And this was also a fundament of the prevention of funding stream, so really ensuring that once the fund is adopted, that it isn't just set on the shelf. Strategy to make sure that success is happening and that the plan implementation is good, monitored, and adjusted as needed. So in this section, there's a table for each of the housing themes and then targets for success for meeting each of those things, and then how frequently those targets should be evaluated and reported on. So the town, for instance, is obviously identified as the agency for monitoring the success of the strategy and reevaluating and reporting on findings, quality levels over time. But some of the data will be provided to the town through supporting agencies. Various collaborative efforts. So it won't be just the town alone that's responsible for implementation and reporting on the results. We suggest that a standard reporting form be developed to ensure the reporting is consistent and credible between reporting periods. So that's a lot to digest within a short period of time. Does anyone have any comments or questions for me about the strategy, the planning process, or anything that we talked about today?
I do, but I can go. So this report is very detailed and there's lots of suggestions. Now, Meredith, are you, and I think you maybe touched on it at the beginning, that the town is already working on or working towards things. So these lists of actions and then the measuring, is that like where we're already heading with working on our zoning, working on our OCP, creating, reducing the red tape, allowing all residential zone properties to be able to add a secondary suite or a carriage house without having to apply for rezoning. And then like focusing on affordability and supportive housing and seniors houses. Is that just our responsibility to work with allowing zoning for it and then working with developers, or is the expectation that we as a municipality have to develop it?
That's a really good question. I think we talked about the municipality being required to develop the housing, but staff being a partner in that type of initiative. So a lot of communities are, for example, providing where it's flexible for a nonprofit to forge ahead to secure funding and develop affordable housing. But yes, what you said is really relevant, and a lot of those actions related to zoning, OCP, alleviating red tape are identified on the chart that's listed in the appendices. I can pull that residential neighborhoods and developing housing implementing speaking to Bill 44, updating the efficient community plan, ensuring that there's upcoming pipelines for multi-family housing, additional flexibility around density in residential neighborhoods, the temporary housing that was set up with Rochester, the town
Yes, yeah, thank you, Mary.
Yeah, like you said, I think we're doing a lot of this already. I mean, some of the big players like IHA and, you know, BC Housing, like, a lot of this is gonna fall on their shoulders, right? Just looking at development needs assessment for local healthcare needs, like that's outside of our purview, right? And same with recruitment and retention strategy for healthcare providers. That's an internal thing for Interior Health. There was
Just one more comment is I think that the community, the municipality has taken the steps towards reducing the barriers to get the housing need addressed. And then just that it's not, we can't build the houses, we just have to make it easier for development to happen. And if there's areas that are being brought to attention that need to be updated, well, I think we've proven that we're pretty open to that. And I believe Carrie and Mark are doing a good job of updating our policies to help streamline them. And CA. Thank you.
any other questions?
Randy, Councilman.
Councilman McLean? No. Okay, thank you, Mayor. As always, great work, and thank you so much for this one. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye. That's a big one. Okay, let's just jump right into 6 here. 10-year recreation master plan adoption. Last meeting we had a presentation on the recreation master plan. We need to hear if anyone has questions on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
So Nadine, this strategy, and it could be CAO Thomas as well. It's not in the report, but I believe that it's quickly touched on about what we call an asset management plan for our recreational facilities. I think what I was looking for and I wasn't able to find it was this plan then to give us an idea of strategically updating existing infrastructure? I know it mentions the arena, but it doesn't mention, for example, the tennis courts, the fact that they need to be resurfaced and stuff, or is that strictly just within our budgets that we talk about?
I think it's asset balance before, and I really talked about our larger facilities. And tennis just in the last, literally few months has become a thing. So it wasn't, the community itself wasn't saying too much about tennis courts. They were saying more around recreation as a whole, recreation facilities. So I think it's just looking at those. And it's a guidance, right? It's a guidance for all of us, and it's something that we look at for when we find funding, priorities in the community. It's going back to the community. I think we do that, not
that's not what the plan is. It was just my understanding that, construction of, or the town making a project to go forward or a plan on new specific recreation facilities, say tennis, pickleball, couldn't happen until we had this report. That's why I was wondering, is it in the report that says?
My opinion is it did touch on the fact that we do need to do like an evaluation of all of our existing ones as far as, upgrades or replacements and stuff.
Okay,
So that's another.
so it's a separate,
Yeah, and it'll be very detailed.
thank you. That's, because I was looking for it, I'm like, I'm not seeing it. So that is part of the action, is to do an asset management plan, which is separate from this. Thank you.
Anybody else? So, looking for a motion to receive and adopt this.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Well, second, Councilor Elliott. Any last questions on the motion? All in favor?
I can't see Councilor.
Carried, thank you.
Get Randy back on.
Yeah. Audio's there. Should be able to say hi. You can mute it.
Old medicine's run off.
Yeah.
Okay, as you try to get Randy back on, I will go to the poverty reduction strategy. Fortunately, staff.
Gave you a thumbs up.
Okay.
Staff aren't here to
Speak on it.
speak on it, but we did just have our presentation. It is a good report. A really good turnout on, survey results. Probably the best we've ever had on a survey, so you're really good there. I sat in on one of the round tables and just sat back there while everybody talked, and it was a great conversation. Got partners from Interior Health and Community Foundation. Anybody who was involved was there, and really good dialogue and really good ideas and stuff. So I'm happy with it. There's a few things that we'll have to discuss further, but I think overall it's worth it.
So a question before we do that. Like Mary had mentioned that if there's something in here that we're feeling isn't the town, like our responsibility, we should address that. And Mary, when you mentioned about like the health, the medical side of it, and like the support that we need that way. If it's in the plan, are we required to, so if it's in there that we create a shelter, is it saying we're agreeing to that? Or it's just, if that's the suggestion?
Yeah, I think Marin highlighted a few times that the town doesn't take the lead on this. The town will take a supportive role. I mean, we're not gonna. It's not our job to build houses, but it's our job to lobby for houses. So
Lobby and provide the services and partner and,
exactly.
yeah, so continue what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where we can.
Right now we sit on, George and I sit on healthcare. What is the other one? Community integrated community.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Interagency?
Interagency.
Yes.
And then there's also another one that Ed and I think Maureen sit on through the RCMP, and then there's groups around. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of parts or things in motion, and if it's not staff, then it's usually myself, Sir Elliott through healthcare, that sit on those and help support where we can. We have our community, we still have our community health table. With that, and we just had a meeting yesterday, and doctor recruitment is still on. We're stable. We're unlike most communities, our nursing is stable, so we work together on that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's important to emphasize what you said is that we do have access to partners that could make some of these things happen.
So Bobby,
Yep.
Be part of the lobby and then just be there as a partner. So even like a shelter, if you were to open a shelter, you would need partners to open a shelter. You need staffing to open a shelter. That's why we couldn't get a shelter this year, cold weather shelters, because we didn't meet the criteria of having 10 people at the time, 8, not 10. We didn't have a facility big enough. We didn't have staffing. These are things we've been working on for the last couple of years.
that all being said, I would like to make the recommended move.
Moved by Councilor Cool, second.
I'm just looking to see if Randy raised his hand, but he didn't, so.
All in favor? Carried. 6.3, James.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, yes, every year we require to ask council to move various financial reserves around and return the reserve funds. The plan to transfer reserve funds is done through the financial plan, but the actuals are done at the end of the year. We'll get a better understanding of what the capital plan that we executed has occurred. The resolution lists to transfer funds are shown. 1.14259.17 as expenditure of the reserves and 1.14203.20 into the reserves. These are net transfers through the year. Operating funds supplement the amounts that are shown. The actual calculations behind these are quite complex. There was a policy for each counselor. There's a couple of line items from last year. Specifically, there was paving done on Vermilion Avenue, done by the former superintendent of public works that we meant to claim for 2024. And there was one more draw from the Philadelphia Warren Booster Station, which came in right at the end of the year. The auditor ended up moving back to 23. That's supposed to left in 24, so that would have to be adjusted as well. I wanted to touch a little bit of the base on, I received a number of questions on the cash surplus and why that was so large. Essentially, we've had a couple of unpaid grants that we're still waiting on at the end of 2024, specifically revolving around the capital code recovery. The arena grant still hasn't come in. There's a couple of large ARs that are still pending from senior levels of government. That as soon as those come in, that should replenish the operating reserve. But to the end of 2024, it needed that much to cover it. So I asked council for the resolution as part of our audit. The auditors actually asked for it when they were here a couple weeks ago. We deferred it from the first meeting due to a couple questions about the numbers. But I do need to get this to the auditor. So I'd be happy to field any questions from council.
James, thanks for clarifying what I'd asked earlier. You just mentioned about the road paving and said Vermilion Avenue. Was it Vermilion Avenue or Richard?
It was Vermilion Avenue. The extra invoice was Vermilion Avenue. There was also another question. The reserves got switched around because of some paving also done behind the empty lot just off Bird Street as well. Was repaved last year as well. That was included, and this one was not. So.
Okay. And then lastly, the on the water and sewer reserve project, I think they're still, like, the numbers that you,
Yeah, the opening balance, because of that transfer from one year to the other, the report on the top of page 566088291.85, it should be 6015669.70. So it's just, again, it's just a timing issue, what's in 23 versus what's in 24.
and then you and I will talk after, because I get a different amount. But I know that the amount that is on this summary sheet is actually what is being.
The resolution is correct.
Resolution is correct. The explanations in here, you had some modifications that we just need to clarify, and I'm prepared to do that after.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Elliott,
I'll second.
Gould. Any other questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Council first. Council McLean, if you can hear us, can you give us a quick report?
He's ready. He's ready. Press the space bar. Press the space bar.
Space bar there, Mark.
Oh, you're
Okay, Dan.
Mark, help.
Right.
Ooh,
No, we can't hear you.
Can you unmute him?
I don't think I can, because I'm not the creator of the meeting.
Oh, Mark.
press the space bar, Randy. Councilor McLean.
Okay, Councilor Gould, you go first.
Yeah, I've just been attending these meetings, and then I'm on the board of the Skills Center, not as a counselor. I attended their budget meeting yesterday, and then, yeah, that's about it. The fucking would change.
We got Randy off mute yet?
No,
Text it, Mark. He's-
Mark's coming.
can you hear us,
Mark's
Councilor?
on his way to rescue us here. Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm surprised Councilor Gould did not mention the big announcement that was made at last night's Skills Center meeting.
I did. You go ahead.
No, please, because you're on the board. As an-
You are too. I'm not.
I represent town, but you're actually a
No,
board member.
and you're a town councilor.
It's okay, I asked that you share that point,
Councilor Elliott, just tell us what you're doing.
okay. Well, been to a few meetings, went to an interagency meeting, last week. Princeton Museum Society AGM, there's a new president, Bob Long is now the president of the Museum Society. And attended lunch with ORL CEO Danielle Hubbard, who was here, and the community librarian, Katie Fry, and we had a meeting with Lyle afterwards. And last night was a Skills Center meeting, and sorry to say that after 26 years, I believe 26 years, the manager, Sharon Young, has officially announced retirement. So that's going to be big shoes to fill, and I know the committee has a lot of work ahead of it to move forward, but it is a time to move forward. So that's my report.
Okay, thank you. No, we don't have any.
Oh, yeah.
Text him, he said he's trying, so.
Right,
Press and hold the. Press and hold the space bar.
is that him call?
Well, he's trying to get Mark.
Okay. Okay,
Just
we'll go back to.
hold the space bar.
Yeah, I don't know, it's in the problem either.
Poor Councilor Plain.
Yeah, it says it's muted.
Oh,
Down there at the top. Oh, there we go.
Maybe we have some assistance coming.
There
There we go, yay! All yours, Randy. Yeah. Give us some good news. How'd you do last night?
nice.
Excellent.
Great news.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being on that junket.
Okay.
We're working on it. Okay, well, thank you for your report. Okay. Let's see. He's gonna figure it out. Okay, so since the last committee of the whole meeting, actually since the last regular meeting, Minnesota executive meeting, I was at the LIP Council, which is the Local Immigration Partnership Council meeting. So the federal government, when they announced that they were going to cut the immigration numbers for students and all that, also cut all the funding for language services and whatnot, not just for the local immigration partnership programs, but also to the universities. Meaning there's no English as a second language funding, or very little English for second language funding, which is going to really hamper a lot of the immigration services now. They're looking for other ways to deal with it, and they're working with the partnership. Our partners at Okanagan College try to find a way to provide language services for immigrants. Part of that reduction in students and temporary workers is going to impact our region quite significantly, because it also includes farm workers and service workers who make up the bulk of the, I guess you'd call it unskilled labor in the Okanagan in the service industry. So there's a lot of businesses that are scrambling right now because they can't get workers, and now they can't bring workers into the tourism industry, and in some cases the farm industry. So, yeah, I don't know where it's going to end. It was kind of a in my opinion, it was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction by the federal government to free up housing by eliminating those students, but there's a lot of other people caught in that decision as well. So if I hear more, I will definitely pass it on, because it's going to impact the region. What else have we done here? Today has been an extremely busy day. I started the day, or yesterday we had a healthcare steering committee, like I was saying, and good news there, our doctor situation is stable. It looks like we have 2 new doctors coming, hopefully in this fall, to replace doctors and whatnot. Dr. Vanderheid is back, and with that, he stabilized our doctor situation. Today, I've had a number of meetings, from Climate Caucus to the ad hoc working group for the legislative reform, a UBCM board meeting, and some mayors from across Canada, and then here. So it's extremely busy couple days, and yeah, that's my report.
Just a day in the life
Just a day.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
of a volunteer.
So, with that, I will move on to correspondence received and filed. I just want to make a note of one thing, and that is the 8.1. I know we're supposed to pull them off, but I just think it's good. Our resolution at UBCM that passed at Silva, it didn't make it to the floor, but the executive committee that approves the resolutions afterwards approved our resolution for the provincial highway construction and maintenance to bring it back into a provincial body rather than private, and so they will be lobbying Victoria to change that over with the other 200 resolutions.
Can I make a question on my phone?
Yeah.
This 8.2,
Yeah.
like that, more money for fire department and training, I think that's wonderful. So,
Yeah.
yay, congrats to those that did that application.
And, yeah, then we just have a letter of support from, Interior Health Board.
So I would make the motion that 8.1, 8.3 be received and filed.
Go ahead, Councilor Gould, second. Elliot, all in favor? Carried.
There might be a delay.
He's right.
And then the next one is 9.1, correspondence section C. Stan Thompson Memorial Road is requesting for financial sponsorship for travel and expenses for the 2025 rodeo season for the Rodeo Queen Rodeo Shropshire. Isn't something we've done before?
I don't know if we've had specific like this before, but the thing that's a little different about the request is that there was no amount requested.
Right.
So it's kind of open-ended, so it's worth the council discussing.
Can we maybe send this back to staff and have Rod?
Yeah, get some old person figure, you know.
So we do have an existing grant and aid policy that supports these requests. So it shall apply to all grant requests from all organizations serving the Princeton area who demonstrate their efforts are community orientated in nature, which this is. So I would refer to our grant made application, which also says in the policy by the deadline posted on Town of Princeton website, which I wasn't able to confirm what this year's deadline is.
The deadline is passed.
Then it does say that applications received after may be considered for funding if available.
Yeah, we've done that.
So I would recommend that he do an application.
I think that's a great idea.
For that? Yeah, with the grant application. I do have concerns. There's been some changes with the ongoing strife between us and the states, and you're taking a horse across, and it's
There may be.
an expensive horse. You will have to put one down. You are bringing the horse back, so.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna face challenges. However, knowing this program, and knowing that our existing, I know she's a good asset.
Okay, so we're going to refer this back to staff to send to Rod.
Yeah, sounds good.
I make that motion.
Councilor Elliott, all in favor? Carried, thank you. And with that, we go to 12.1, motion to close. Recommendation of the meeting to close the public for the purpose of considering the following waiver from 94.1C labor relations or other employee relations.
Councilor King made that motion.
Thank you, Councilor.
I'll second it.
Councilor Elliott, all in favor? Carried.
His baby.
With that, we vote close to the public.